Hello. This is resting on my car, so hopefully it doesn't fall. Hello. Welcome. Hi. I'm just waiting to be able to book in to my motel. So I thought I would come live and say hello. Hi. And just share one of the things that I think would be helpful. I'll stop mucking around with this, hopefully it doesn't fall. One of the things that I think will be helpful for you. You are, can I tell you? I don't know if you can hear that. Oh, sorry. You are way better than you realize at stuff. Can I just tell you, out of the gate, you are so much better at things than you realize. But if you don't do those things often, then you have a lack of confidence in yourself in being able to do those things. And you don't get to build confidence in yourself in doing those things until you have done them more. But you don't feel confident doing those things because you haven't done them, and so therefore you're not confident. Like, it's a catch-22, right? I know. I'm fantastic at training. Can I tell you? I'm fantastic at coaching, counseling. I can help you to identify what's blocking you, what the story is that you're telling yourself, and get blocks out, like gone, like nobody's business. Facilitation, however, I used to think, I'm not so great at it because, like you have to do all these, listen to what people say, which I do. You have to pull out ideas, which I can, and then you have to sort of make them succinct. So I told myself this story that I actually wasn't very good at facilitating. So I didn't do a whole lot of it. And so because I didn't do a whole lot of it when I was asked to facilitate, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not really good at facilitation. This is the story. This is what I would say. I'm not really that good at facilitation. And then I had people, not only in my company, but people who I had done facilitation for say, that was really good. Like, that was amazing. And I was like, I'm not good at it because I didn't do it very often. Well, of course, the more you do it, the better you get, right? Like, that's the thing. If you do it often, you get better at it. And then you need to do it often to get better at it. Like, it's that catch-22. And yet, true God, the amount of time that I took, I'm going to try, I'll just make us all dizzy. So the amount of times that I didn't do it when I could have to get better at it is just going to drive a person crazy. I don't know if that's something that's going to move it again. Bear with me, here, right. Can I tell you that the more that I did it, the better I got and the easier it was. And being able to have that impact was amazing. So of course you're not going to be great at it when you start because you're starting. Like, you can do all of the training in the world, you can read all of the books, you can do all of the things until you've actually done the thing proper, in person, like doing it. Completely different. Again, you've probably heard those sayings about, you can't learn to swim from a book, you can't ride a bike from a book. Like, same. You need to get on, start pedaling your little Kermit the Frog feet right out. Because until you actually start doing the thing, I'm telling you right now, and you're better at it than you realize. That's the thing. You're so much better at it than you realize because you are good at doing those things anyways, but you haven't had practice. And the more you practice, the better you get. And the more confident that you feel, but you kind of have to start. Again, you're telling yourself a story which is not helpful because the story that you're telling is that you're not very good at it, which is just not true. Or it is true that you do suck, but you have to start. You have to keep practicing. You don't get better until you try the thing. But you're probably, I would say most people are better at things than they realize. You're way better at things than you realize. You just haven't had the practice in it to get to that point. And you need to get that practice to get to that point because the more you do it, then the better you get. And you're like, yeah, I can do this, no problems. Like, I can run a training course for like 3 days without notes because I know what I'm doing so well. However, facilitation is something that I'm good at. Like, I think I'm good at it now, of course, right? But when I first started, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this. Can I do this? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to ask. What am I doing? How different is this? Sis, let me tell you, I was getting myself into a dizzy spin for no reason. I didn't need to do it because had I had a bit more confidence in myself, I know, right? Strange thought. Had I had a bit more confidence in myself, understood that I was actually okay with it. And then I got better than okay, and then I was like better, and then now I'm just great. I know, right? Like the journey that we all go on. So where in your world are you better at the thing that you do? You know the thing that you just are meant to share with the world? Where are you better at that than you realize? And where are you telling yourself that story that's actually not true? Where are you telling yourself that story that's like, I'm not really that good at it, I haven't had enough practice, like whatever that story, you know, that story you tell yourself that keeps you stuck and small, that helps you to feel better about yourself, which is actually not serving you, that one. Where are you telling yourself that? And where can you change that? Because I want you to no longer be playing small because you don't think you're that good at it, because you have to do it to get better at it. Like, it's that whole thing. Like, we have to do that. We have to practice it to get better at it. And we only get better at it from the practice of it. And it's just like, it's not complicated. Why are we complicating life? Like, stop complicating life. Hi, Julia. Why are we complicating life? I don't understand why we do it. Actually, I do understand. But once we've started it a couple of times, right? Once we've done it a couple of times, then it gets easier. Have you thought? Right? And then you will feel as though you will suck less at it. But to start with, you have to. Can I tell you, and I tell this story all the time, when I first started training, I was horrendous, just out of the gate. And I used to do training for a pre-employment company, and you had to do these, you know, job interview skills, communication, self-esteem, like all of those basic ones that the pre-employment companies ran, right? So I used to run those. And people had to attend those to get their money. If they did not, they wouldn't get their little tick off and they wouldn't get their money come Thursday. And so they were a captive audience because them poor followers had to be there. And so I would say going in, I'm so sorry. I understand that this may be as painful for you as it is for me. I'm here, I'm learning, I'm practicing, I'm getting better, but we need to get through this together, so let's just get through it as best we can. And they were always like, oh, you know, that's cool and stuff. I did, let me tell you a side story because, you know, I love a good story. I did a pre-employment training, some small little town in Queensland. I can't remember what it was. And I did the training, right? And you had to, when you do the training, right, you have to tick the name off. And the employment company that I was doing it for, they would tick off the morning session, and then they would tick off after lunch. So whether you're there a full day or a half day, because, you know, sometimes people come along, they get their name ticked off, and then they leave. Okay? That's what some people are doing. Anyway, so we're doing the training and stuff, and so this lad, he came along for the morning session and then wasn't there for the afternoon session. And then the next day that he came back, and he came in, he was all very upset with himself. And he was like, you told them that I wasn't here. And I was like, well, you have to tick the thing twice. So you weren't here. So I just told them that you weren't here because you weren't. And he was like, well, you know, somebody said something to my missus and I had to go and confront them. Okay, why are you telling me? He was like, well, because I had to go and see them. What, do you want me to just like do nothing? And I was like, bruh, this only went till 3 o'clock. You had from 3 o'clock onwards. If you choose to make that decision about, you know, doing the whole thing around your missus's honour and all that sort of stuff, that's entirely on you. You chose not to be here. Please don't try to make this all about me because you want to go and stick your chest out and honour your woman and stuff. Like, that's all you. Have at it. You didn't show up here. They asked me. You weren't here. I ain't going to take the fall for you. Now, if you'd have given a sister a heads up, I could have been, well, you know, like, bruh, do you think it's a good idea? I'm not sure, but okay, that's fine. You just didn't come back. So when they asked me, was everybody here to tick off, and there was your name not ticked, I know where to go. So that was always an interesting story. It's like, bruh, you chose that, and you're trying to blame me because you didn't turn up there. Like, that's just, there's a whole other conversation going on right here. And he was like trying to flex his muscles, God love him. And it's like, I will fly kick you in the throat. Like, seriously. No, I was joking. I wouldn't do that, right? But seriously, like this little, it was like 12, like, you know, and 40 kilos wringing wet. It's like, you need to go and sit down. So then we had the big conversation about responsibility. So we need to take responsibility for our actions, and I'm far too old. Even then, I was older than they were, right? I was like, I'm far too old for this. You need to take responsibility for your actions. And so it ended up turning out really well because we were able to have these great conversations about it. But that always sticks with me, that this young fella thought that was going to impact me. Bruh. Seriously? That was so funny. So everything happens how it happens. But starting out, I was terrible. But I got better. The same as you will get better. The same as you will get better once you practice more times than not. Like that's the way life happens. Please stop thinking you're going to show up perfect to start with. Please stop thinking that you have to have everything perfect. Please stop with the stories that tell you that you can't. Because they're just stories. They're just made up lies in your head that you have chosen to believe. And they're not helpful because they keep you stuck. And you don't want to be stuck. You want to be out there, having a voice, being amazing, changing the world, leaving a legacy. You can't do that if you're over there in the corner going, I need to be perfect before I start. Bitch, please. Don't make me come there. Don't make me, because you can do this. So for yourself, think about, where am I better at things than I don't realize that I am? And what is the story that I tell myself about what I need to do to be better at that? Is that true? Now, we can always improve. I'm not saying don't improve, because we can always get better at things. And I'm always looking at how I can improve what I do. But I know that the best way to improve what I do is to do it and then reflect on how I can do it better. Do the thing and then reflect on what is. I've been training for many years. Can I tell you? And every training that I do, I reflect on. So what did I really enjoy about that? What do I think that I could have done better? What was an absolute shit show? And so I'm able to ask those questions and reflect on. I absolutely love that. That's probably not so much. That didn't work as well as it did last time. So where can I look at changing that? But I do that every time. I'm always looking to get better, because I want people to have such a huge breakthrough that I'm the one that allows the space for that to happen. So I'm always looking at how I can do that better. So asking yourself those questions is really important. And if you need support around that, reach out, because I have programs, I do individual sessions. I'm going to be putting out whole new programs and stuff as well. So there's going to be a whole lot available, but you don't need to do this by yourself. Oh my gosh, I'm here to help you. That's what I do. That's me. I do that. So yeah, so that was all I wanted to say. Hope you're having a best day.